You're probably on the low side at the £5,000 though, that's the thing, isn't it? Well, if you're going for no exhaust you will be, because you've got your £3,000 on your exhaust.
I've bought another broken car, which seems to be a bit of a pattern that's evolving on the channel. Welcome back, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you don't know, I bought an AC Cobra replica from a dealer on trade. It was my own risk, my own stupid mistake, and it has got a series of problems, mainly the engine. Now, we've come across the border to Lancashire today to meet a guy called John. John has got a fantastic business called JC Autosports, and they do all sorts of Cobra-y type things, and he's wanting to try and prize some money out of my Yorkshire pockets, which are very, very tight, and there's not a lot of money in there. However, today it's very rainy, very cold, but inside it's very warm and very lovely with some shiny Cobra stuff, and let's try and get some sort of a plan together as to how we're going to fix my Cobra. For cheap, please, John. Let's take a little wander inside. And Johnny's kicking about. I've already seen him, we've mic'd him up, so we'll try and pretend like it's my first walk in, but it's not. He's behind you. John!
Good morning. How
nice
you doing?
to see you again.
Good to see you.
You all right?
Yeah,
very well, thank you. Thanks for having me in.
You're all right on this horrible day?
Yes, exactly, but a nice
awful.
warm unit filled with nice cars.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We've spoken a lot over the phone, and we're now very good friends, aren't we, John?
Buddies.
Can take care of me. Hopefully. We can get to the bottom of my issues with my Cobra. It'd be nice to see what you've got going on before we kind of go into the nitty gritty, if that's all right, mate. See what's
it'd be good to just make a decision on what you're looking for, really, from what you want from the car.
I think the problem is we've got the 3.9 V8 in it, and I think my man maths, which I'm not allowed to say anymore because I say it too much, is telling me, rather than keeping on throwing money at a Rover that's going to be okay, there's an option here to take a jump and a leap into something that's going to be very exciting. And it'd be interesting to maybe hear a couple today as well, and just sort of see, just get your opinion on it, really, because I do trust what you do. You've got a good reputation, so it'd be nice to benefit from that. Yeah,
personally, I'm a Chevy man.
Okay.
There's a lot of stigma attached with Cobras where people want Ford engines.
Yes.
I do know where there is a Ford engine, by the way.
Excellent.
We'll have to talk about that one. We also have some cores and full engines in the Chevy world, which we could probably work with, and and obviously it's all down to budget and how much you want from
Tiny
it.
budget.
Tiny budget. Tiny
I want everything for it.
Everyone's got a tiny budget.
Absolutely. It's the one tiny thing I like to talk about, my budget.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's that's a conversation we have to have, and what will fit in it. Really,
yeah, true.
And what will work for you. I wouldn't go down the new end engines, the modern LS engines, because you're just going to be flooding too much money into it, really.
Yeah, get it, John.
Time you bought all the ancillaries and the clutch to go with it and the bell housing.
And this is the more we've spoken.
And all the rest of it, and redone all the fuel lines for the injection because you need a return line, and you're just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
So that's
which is a hobby of mine anyway, to be fair, running a car dealership.
I'm pretty good at it myself.
So we get on. But speaking of which, this is John's car that you've done a full. This is a full job, isn't it, start to finish?
Yes, this is a full build. It's our new promotion car.
Okay.
It's running the 480 horse LS3 engine, brand new crate engine. It's also got the new TKX gearbox, the Tremec TKX.
Right. Okay.
It's running on the Jaguar XJ40 running gear.
Right, okay.
It's got the big brake pack and the Nitron dampers. Everything to offer, really. Electronic handbrake.
And USB plugs.
USB plugs to match, yes.
So this, I guess, is kind of like the holy grail of where you can go with it, isn't it? Really?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, you can go bigger. You can go down to the LS7 route, put a 7 litre in, but doesn't really need it. So that develops 480 horsepower, so it's on the ball, it's pretty good. It'll go.
Absolutely.
It'll get you into trouble.
Yes. Well, I found a Viper V10 engine.
Yeah.
Can they go in?
Yeah.
Said tentatively.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
I'd be interested in buying it.
Oh, really? Right, I found it on eBay. I don't know if it's still about, actually.
We can have a discussion about that, because
I'll show you it.
I've always fancied putting one in a car myself. So
End of the video. We've got ourselves a plan.
Yeah,
Definitely. Viper. Might have sold. Gutted.
Oh,
Gutted.
deals
on
off.
eBay.
Deals off.
Yeah, sorry mate, yeah. It was about £6,000.
Yeah.
5 or 6 grand was the engine, yeah.
Which is good, because you can pay, 5, 6 for a second-hand one of these.
Yeah, I've just always fancied something like that. Something, and this when we were speaking on the phone, we were looking at putting potentially a Jaguar V12 in it or something like that.
Yeah,
but you were fairly dismissive of that
idea.
idea.
I removed a V12 out of one a couple of years ago, and we put a Ford 302 in it.
Right, okay.
Much better car. The V12 doesn't make a massive amount of power, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Your standard small block Chevy is 260 out the box.
Right, okay.
With a bit of a cam and a new intake and some nice exhaust, you can get them up to 330, 340.
And
easy.
Within
budget.
Within budget. Don't know what the budget is yet. I've got bad news. not in budget.
I'll work it out to you, don't worry.
That's kind of his on chest. So this is an absolute peach, and obviously lovely to have a dream to have something like this, but we're just trying to get that balance right of making it a good car that's fun, that I can enjoy personally, and also not just, like you said, hemorrhaging money. If I had a load of money, I'd have one of these in the garage all day long. Can we hear it?
You can hear it, yeah.
Yes. On the book. I'll have it. That it sounds, I know this sounds ridiculous, well put together. It doesn't sound like it's blah, 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 blah,
no.
Trying, it just sounds meaty.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good guy that does the ECUs as well.
Right, okay.
This hasn't been on a rolling road.
Yeah.
We connect remotely to his office, and he's done that here.
Right.
While he's been sat in his office doing it. So that's,
That sounds good, doesn't it?
as it runs. It may need a little tweak here and there, if you have a little flat spot somewhere when we get it on the road. But apart from that, they're pretty nice.
And will you have to do running in miles on that then?
We normally take it a little bit steady for 500 miles.
Yeah.
And then do the oil, do all the fluids, and then it's a nice shakedown really.
It sounds good.
So we're a bit undecided at the minute whether to take this one to Le Mans or take the coupe. So that'd be a good
first world problem.
Good running miles. Yeah, I think the coupe will be the chosen car because it's a bit more unique really.
Right, okay, fair. And you've got a roof as well, so
yeah,
bit
just
helpful.
in case.
Yeah, quite. Absolutely love it.
Thing.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Do you do payment plans? Okay.
Yeah, I can do your payment pound a week.
It can take a while.
Like you said, the small blocks, they're very different engines really. Like the small block will lump around all day in a high gear.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
These want to rev.
They want to go. You could hear when you were giving it some tickle then.
They want to rev a bit.
What an incredible thing.
Oh yeah, they're a nice engine. They're the go-to engine now. Everybody's using them. You can't get them. That's the problem.
Right. Okay. Is that why the price of?
They're going in the Chevy trucks. They're going into everything.
Oh, are they? Well, I can't afford it anyway. So, what can I afford?
What can you afford?
You take the man out of Yorkshire. This you're telling me is the 3.9 that's coming for some work.
A 3.5 in this one. It's a Rover 3.5. It initially came in for the rear brakes binding on.
Right. Okay.
And a bit of the plumbing works around the water system is not very good. The customer then realised he's got water in his oil, so we need to diagnose that as well while it's here. But
on a Rover engine, it's hard to believe.
Yeah. But we've just put the differential back in this one. It came out last week. We've refurbed all of the calipers because you can't get to the calipers in the car, unfortunately, because they're inboard.
What a weird.
So you've got to lower everything and take it all to bits and then put it all back again. But it's handy because you can do it on a bench then, it's handy.
Right, okay, fair enough. Right, okay, so it's got its upsides to it.
A lot of people don't like this setup, but I like it. It's a bulletproof setup, it's good.
Oh, fair play. Right, okay.
A lot of the Jag stuff is. It's all very good. These are running Jag stuff. You can put some big power through Jag stuff.
So that's the thing we're going to need to talk about mine, isn't it? Because mine is apparently a Jaguar gearbox, they were saying.
All
the
right,
EasyJet gearbox.
the Getrag box, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I was going to go with that, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely Sierra
Yeah.
brakes and stuff, and the discs are on the hub, so I'm guessing that's Sierra as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really trying to learn this
Yeah.
craft in 20 minutes, and
So
it's
you'll probably be okay with a small block Chevy with a Getrag behind it. Where
Right,
again,
okay.
if you start putting this stuff behind it, it's going to rip it to bits.
Yeah.
You know. So
Okay.
you'll be back in for a gearbox.
yeah, cheers, John. Straight on printing the retirement funds out. You said you had something under here, but you didn't want to tell me what it is, and people are going to guess in the comments.
Yeah, I thought we could do something. You know, just as if people can guess what it is. We said we'd probably sort some merch out to the winner, or
Fair
whether it
dues.
goes into a hat and pulls out as a winner, and we'll send them a t-shirt and some caps or something.
Look at that.
Maybe a packet of Haribo.
It's all generosity this side of the border, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This bodes well.
They're not that generous.
Yeah, quite. Well, I know what it is because you did tell me.
Yeah.
But it's not what I thought it was. So if you want to put a comment in the description below and have a guess what that might be, if you know what it is, we'll put the names in a hat and we'll ping some stuff across. Thank you for that.
Absolutely, yeah. Just a little bit of fun.
Moving on. So this is one that you told me I should have bought.
This is one you should have bought.
Yeah.
But you didn't get in touch with us fast enough.
We didn't know each other existed.
No.
Paths had not crossed at that point.
So yeah, this is a DAX D-Dion chassis.
Yeah.
With a small block Chevy in, it's a new rebuilt crate motor.
Okay.
Again, a Tremec gearbox, but the TKO 500 box rather than the TKX. They've superseded it now. With
I prefer the newer one
TKX.
as well, mate. Yeah. So, what's better about the newer box? Is it stronger? I guess, or
I think the synchros are a bit more matched on them. You can change gear at a lot higher revs with them.
right? Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And this is a potential engine for me then.
Potential engine for you, yeah. Small block 350.
Okay.
Which we have a couple of cores and a few bits for. So yeah.
And what sort of power can we see out of something like that?
Well, the standard 260.
Okay.
As I say, we put a nice intake on it, and probably we do have one on the shelf with a bit of a mild cam in it, so we're probably knocking around 310, something like that.
Right. Okay.
Which will be plenty because it's a trade-off with what running gear you've got. That's the problem, you know. You've only got a Sierra diff and a Sierra gearbox, so sorry, Getrag gearbox. So
that's sort of you
putting big.
Don't want to be on the limit with it.
No,
do you know what I mean? 'Cause I would like to set a pair of number 11s down somewhere.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But these are a really nice cruising engine because they're the low-end torque.
Right. Okay.
They just cruise around.
And they sound good, I'm guessing.
Yeah. We have a DAX with the 406 engine, and a little bit bigger than this, slightly different stroke, but we do all the big tours in that around the Yorkshire Dales and stuff.
Right. Okay. It
just lumps around all day in third gear.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to drive.
I think there's an element of chasing power here, isn't there, and going, I want the biggest engine and the most noise, but
yeah,
it's got to be.
As I say, there's always a trade-off.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the coupe that we did. You know, we had a stage 2 cam in it, and it was running 600 horse. It's just not drivable in traffic. It was a nightmare. So
what's it like putting that down? Is it actually?
Yeah, it's not bad if it's dry. Wet's a mess.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah, a little bit sketchy at
so we
best.
down cam that to a stage 1, which was still making about 530 horse.
And the way.
But it drives nice now.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So,
what's the weight on them? Sort of a ton.
Again, just over a ton and a quarter. Just under a ton and a quarter.
Is it?
On that, yeah.
That's all power.
But that's got a full roll cage chassis and everything in that.
Yeah,
one. Good,
you'd want it.
Good piece of kit.
Well, my Impreza is just under a ton and a quarter and 520 horsepower or whatever, so very, very similar.
Yes.
That's four-wheel drive and it's scary.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what
That's your money pit, isn't it, that one?
13 years. Is that why you got excited? You saw that? This guy knows how to waste all his money.
Yeah, he sounds like a good friend of mine.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get on. Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately this one's sold.
Yeah, no, but it sounded like good value as well from what you're saying.
It's in for its IVA on the 13th of Feb, and then it's going to the new owner.
Right, okay.
So it's even got heated seats, this one.
Has it?
Yeah.
What's that gear knob off?
I don't know.
It looks familiar.
Probably a Sierra or something like that.
Yeah. Don't know why it looks familiar, but okay. So small block Chevy V8.
Yeah.
option.
Option for you, or the Ford, but I do know someone with a Ford.
So what's the deal on this Windsor engine?
I need to contact the guy about it.
Right,
It's only in Preston, so I need to go and see him and see what it's about really.
Okay.
At least I can go and physically see it and turn it over and make sure it's.
And that could be a goer.
That could be a goer.
And
yeah.
which out of the two? You're going to go Chevy, aren't you?
As I say, I'm a Chevy man, but
Yeah.
if you want to go, the Cobras were built around the Ford.
Yeah.
So
there's a bit of originality, we can use that
I'm not
word.
saying I hate Fords, I like them.
I get
but
that.
it's just I'm a Chevy man.
Right, okay, fair enough. But I mean, either way is a good option, and I believe, is that the one that you mentioned?
That's
on the
one
chart?
that's a potential one for yourself.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's stacked up with chassis for space at the minute, but yeah.
Fair dues.
We do have an Edelbrock intake for it.
Yeah.
I've got a water pump and a harmonic damper for it. I'm sure I've got a flywheel for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much everything's there
Okay.
to make it run. It's just whether what we need to do with the engine mounts for your car and the exhaust really, because you're thinking side pipes or underslung. You've got underslung now, haven't you? So
Yeah, and apparently, from what I read, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, most Cobras, actual Cobras when they're sold, it was actually a higher percentage had the exhaust at the back.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to go for a side pipe.
Yeah. Well, the side pipes were predominantly for the race
Yes.
cars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The other ones for the Jolly Day cars, So
What would you suggest?
I like the side pipes.
Yeah.
Just got to watch yourself when you're getting out of them.
Yeah,
Burn your legs.
Yeah.
When you've got your dress on.
Only on a Sunday.
But again, if you can get some nice exhaust underslung, they still sound nice.
Yeah. So do you think it'll sound better with sides?
Yeah.
Right, that was a
Definitely, yeah.
definitive yes
Yeah,
on that one.
yeah.
And what sort of money is the side pipe?
Around about £3,000 for a pair.
Is it? I've always liked them at the back.
Yeah, we can probably find some different brands,
Yeah, okay.
I'm just pulling figures out of the sky as
Yeah,
to what
no,
we pay for what cars we do full time, really.
Because we need to make a call on it, don't we? We're going to do, obviously, we need to make a call engine-wise, and then need to make a call, because I'm guessing your manifold's going to be, it has to be totally different, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's going to have to be remanufactured, from the Rover one.
Right, okay.
So I think we need to look at the Ford engine.
Yes.
The one that we've because it is quite good money, really. It's at the right price. So
Right, okay.
we can see what it's about and
was there anything done
the
to it?
decision.
Because
I don't
this-
think so. I think it's just a standard crate
Standard,
engine.
right, okay.
Which, again, is plenty for what you want, really.
What sort of power are they? They're similar to these?
It's very similar.
Right, okay. And you wouldn't go down the route of doing something silly like, you've ruled out the Jag V12, bike engine, anything like that? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You're going to spoil it.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to spoil
Yeah.
it. Like I said, people are pulling Jag engines out
And swapping them.
to put stuff like this in. So,
Okay. So with regards to money,
money, the root of all evil.
it is, yes, but also happiness, if you had some of it.
Yeah.
What sort of money are you into for something like a small block Chevy now to buy?
To buy this one with my bits
happens
on
to
it.
be here.
My bits on it.
Yeah.
I could let that go for about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not as bad as I thought.
No.
Okay, I love it. Right, moving on.
It's just what I've got in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the.
But obviously it needs bits
obviously
and
with-
stuff, and
it needs the work to do to get it to make it work for you, really.
And did you say that was cammed as well?
I think it's got a bit of a cam in it. Yeah, I'm sure the guy who bought it off said that he thinks he swapped the engine out.
Right.
'Cause
Okay.
He had an issue. It wasn't an issue with the engine. Turned out
I've got an engine for you, Rob.
Turned out he had the wrong carburettor on it.
Okay.
So he put a new engine in and put the carburettor back onto the new engine. And
Did
it
that
still
solve his
and
problems?
No,
No,
it still,
we had that.
still had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same problem. So we recommended a specific carburettor and it cured his problems. And then he had this engine spur, so I bought it off him, just as a, just to get
Just
it
in
really.
case you get a
Just
nutter from Yorkshire.
Nutter from Yorkshire, yeah.
Well, I'm here.
Like I say, they get that thin on the ground now. You better just buy in them. You can get one and get for the right price. Just get it.
Yeah, just get it bought and yeah, love that.
Obviously, you've got your exhaust and your bespoke headers need to be made for it.
Yeah.
So
And do you,
get stuck
well,
in
yeah,
properly.
they're going to be bespoke, aren't they? Because you don't know where it's going to sit
No.
in my
No, we need
Viper versus in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to alter the engine mounts.
Yeah.
And we need different clutch and bell housing to match up to your Getrag box.
Yeah, which we think it is. Yeah, but you'll know when you put it on the ramp.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm doing the right thing here rather than trying to fix the 3.9? I know cost-wise this is going to be totally different, way more expensive.
Yeah. As I say, it depends what you've got in the car. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, how much you want.
So I've got 14.5 in it.
What you're going to do to it after? What are you keeping it, or are you thinking of moving it on? Or
what's the problem? When I first bought it, I wanted it because it was shiny and Cobra shaped.
Yeah.
But I had the view that we could potentially retail it out for 20 to 25-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
We gave 14.5 and we're already money into it from Dan.
Yeah.
But then is it worth a good chunk more if we do a proper engine in it?
Probably not, because of what it is.
Oh, right.
And what and the running gear it's on. You know.
Right. Okay.
Worth more, but not you know, it's not going to give you a massive return.
But
obviously the easiest route is to do your Rover engine.
Yes. Boring.
Because I'm right, well, you don't want it, do you not? Do you just not want the Rover?
Oh, I just don't know. I'm torn with it.
Yeah. Because the issue is you've had it tuned and it's done something on the cam with the drive to the distributor, has it?
Yes.
Right.
So I've been told it's not a big job, but it's got a leak out the sump.
Right.
So that's another job to do on it. It's kind of got all these like little bits that need doing, and you're just going.
Yeah. The thing is, if it's sheared the bronze gear on the drive anyway, you need to take the oil pan off anyway, because it'll probably have shards of brass in it. So bronze.
That's what Dan was saying, to be fair.
So yeah.
So when
whether you pull the engine and get it on the stand and refresh it and make it look bonny, and that's your cheapest route.
Considerably cheaper.
What size is it? 3.9.
3.9, yeah. So is that the right one?
It should pedal on quite well, really, once if it's right.
Well, it on the rollers, it did 189.
Life changing.
Well, it was all right, but I don't know. It just feels like a missed opportunity to not put something daft in it.
Yeah.
Because in my head, all I'm thinking is, you know, if, for example, to throw numbers out there, it cost £5,000 more to do an engine swap than it would be to repair the engine. Just to throw a number out there, would the car be worth £5,000 more for having a V8 Chevy in it rather than a Rover 3.9 in it?
Yeah, I think it probably would.
Right, because
probably would.
Even if it's not quite that, do you know what I mean? Even if it's...
Yeah.
But so long as it's not a case of you going, well, look, that car's going to be worth exactly the same, regardless if it's got a Rover, a V8 or a LS, whatever in it.
Yeah.
Because that way I can comfort my anxiety by saying, well, I'll get the money back at the end, or some of it. That makes sense.
Yeah. You're probably on the low side at the £5,000 though, that's the thing, isn't it? Well, if you're going for no exhaust, you will be, because you've got your £3,000 on your exhaust.
Timescale wise, if we were to, obviously we've got a lot of talking to do about whether or not your mate's engine is good, whether or not this could be good. My heart is, I'm torn between the two, because a Ford engine sort of makes sense because it's a Cobra, but then this is what you do and what you love. So you go with what the man says.
Like you say, it's knowing what the Ford is, because that could be just a turnkey engine that plonks in and away you go. You turn the key and it's running.
Exactly.
But that needs a little bit of work and time just to get it.
Get it right. Running. Yeah. Okay. No worries. How are you fixed for? Because the other big thing here as well is, I need it for summer.
Right.
Need it.
Which part of summer?
The start would be nice, John.
I think we'll be struggling for the start. I'll be totally honest. I think we'll be struggling for the start.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of work, quite a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting it all positioned and sorted.
Okay. No worries.
You know, you might mid to late summer you'll be
really
a chance,
it's quite a long process.
Which I understand is not a good time for you to sell it if you was going to sell it. That's the
But if we repaired the Rover engine, we'd probably be plenty of time
You'd get
for
it
summer.
done quicker, a lot quicker. Oh. What's the 4.2 block? Is that the same size block in the 4.2? You can find a 4.2 Rover, that might.
Right, and just do a swap?
I do.
What sort of power do they run, do you know?
Not sure. There'll be more, won't there?
Logic. Oh, supercharged.
Oh, no. Stop it.
Is that not? What about 4.2 supercharged? Found in Range Rover Sports. 4.2 litre V8 supercharged. Delivers 385 to 400 horsepower.
You don't want a supercharger on it, do you?
Do you know?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's me told.
We'll build you a bespoke car with a supercharger on.
I'm sure you will.
A good chassis under it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you will. I'm getting a bit of a feel for where we're going with this.
If you wanted something turning around quick, you're better sticking with your Rover.
Yeah. What would you do in my shoes?
With that particular car, I'd stick with your Rover.
Would you?
Honesty. Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. Because I think you're going to struggle to get a return from it with the work that you've got to do to it.
Oh.
A return you want. You'll get a return, but it's a return you need, isn't it?
Yeah, quite, yeah. I'm trying to think of this as a businessman, which escapes me sometimes. Ideas.
Put it down as a deposit for something like that, couldn't you?
What would you give for it? I know you've not seen it, but
Told me how much you'd pay for it, haven't you?
Oh. Would you buy it though?
Yeah, deal on it.
I'm going to end up part Xing it for that blue one, aren't I? Okay.
Do you want to hear this one then?
Yes, please.
Oh, dear me.
This will make me disregard your advice of fixing my Rover.
Oh, yeah. It's only running on 3.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. That, Love that. I love that. Absolutely love that. Yep.
So it's got some silencers in this one.
Oh, so that's got silencers in?
Yeah.
Could I be louder?
Yeah.
We've got to do it properly, haven't we? If it wasn't about money, the right thing to do is the Chevy, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, there we go. Right, got the right answer out of him eventually.
Yeah. I mean, you've never had the Rover running proper, have you, yet?
No.
When you've driven it.
It was right at the bottom. When it went up, we did have it on song a couple of times, and to be fair, it had a bit of punch to it, wasn't?
Yeah, yeah.
I think the thing that I'm thinking about is, will I see this opportunity again? With what's going on at work and career and all that sort of stuff, is, am I going to have this choice again?
The other thing we need to consider as well, with putting a Chevy in, is it's quite a lot more weight to it than a Rover. So we might need to alter the spring rates on the front as well.
And the brakes. It's on rubbish brakes.
3 pumps and a Pro.
Yeah. Hope for the best. Please stop. Oh, I was hoping to feel inspired, but you've knocked the wind out of me a little bit.
Well, you can be inspired. It's just how much you want to spend.
It's how far you want to go with it. And I really appreciate it.
I'm being honest with you, you know.
Yes. I know, because it'd be easy to come in here and go, look at how shiny this is, do it, it's the best thing you'll ever do in your life.
Yeah.
But you've got to think of it as a genuine business strategy, or whatever we want to call it, and you just got to toy up whether or not it's just worth losing a few quid and having a laugh.
Yeah. You know, if you was going to keep it yourself and use it for tours and you know, be involved with the club, I'd say, yeah, just do what you've got to do to it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to flip it and get rid of it, it's not going to make the money you want, I don't think.
What do you think it would be worth?
Probably about between 25 and 27, I'd say.
Right, okay. I think best bet really is we're going to have to get it over here.
Yeah, get on the ramp and let's have a look.
Yeah, quite.
And at that point, we can make a decision on the engine, can't you?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that, you know,
Yeah. Hope that we find something really wrong with that Rover engine, and then we can put a Chevy in it. That's where my heart is, unfortunately, with it. What would you do? If you want to put your comments in the comments below, what I'll do is I'll keep studying engines, keep talking myself into it. I'll come down end of Feb and we'll shove a Chevy in it.
Over a weekend.
Over a week, if you could, yeah, it's an easy job. A couple of mounts, but no, appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks for having me down.
Brilliant.
And let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Am I still being stupid now you've heard it from an expert? Or am I still doing the right thing by looking at potential engine swaps?
Brilliant. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
It's been a
Thanks
pleasure.
for your time. Yeah, likewise.
Thank you.
We shall see you in the next one. Cheers.